So hello everyone, today we are going to start with session number 8. We are going to see rip and slot command. These are similar to swept boss and swept cut in SolidWorks. You just need two things, that is one path and one profile. The profile will be swept along the path, adding the material to it. Same way, the profile will cut the material along the path in slot. So to start with, I am going to make one profile and path first. Select the plane, say sketch. We are going to make the path first. For that, I'll make one line here. We'll start with line. Then we are going to go for 3-point arc. First point, second point, and third point. I'll make this arc tangent to the line. Press Ctrl and select both the entities. Go for the constraint dialog box and say tangency here. Next, we are going to add the dimensions. So for that, we are going to say this line as 80 mm. This radius we are going to take here as 120, and then we are going to add one more line at the end. That line is also going to be tangent to the arc. Now this complete profile has been made. We need to give the dimension for this line also, say 80. Now we have one path here having two lines and arc in between. Now I'll say exit sketch. Next we are going to make one profile. So for this we need to take one plane here. We can use this plane also, as this plane is coming perpendicular to this path. We can go for this plane also, or else we can take the plane at the other end also. So I'm going to select this plane option. You need to select the curve first. The option will by default now will be showing as normal to curve. Then you need to select the point at the end of the curve. Now the plane has been applied here. Say OK. So the selections are the guide curve first and then the end point. Plane will by default come normal to the guide curve. Say OK now. Select the plane and say sketch. Now we need to add one profile here. So I'm going to add one circular profile. Whatever profile you want to add, you can add any customized profile, but I'm taking the circular profile here. Select the circle. Put up the value for this circle as diameter 60. Now circle is not completely constrained as the center is offset from guide curve. So we are going to make one relation with guide curve and circle, say coincide here. Now the circle is fully constrained and positioned properly where we require. We'll hide this plane also. Now we have made both profile and path. We'll say exit workbench, and now we'll go for this command, that is rip. It is asking for the profile first. The profile has been selected here. Next it will ask you for center curve, so I'm going to select this as a curve, and you can see the material has been added here, and we can see in preview that material has been added along the curve. Say OK. So in this way we can make rip by using one path and profile and adding the material. Next we are going to go for the slot command. It is similar to rip, only the difference will be the material will be removed instead of adding. So I'm going to use the earlier path only. For that I'm going to expand this model tree and will make this sketch which was hide to be shown. Now this sketch is being shown. For the path, we'll utilize the earlier path only which we have used for rip command. Next thing we require is profile. So at any one face we can make the profile. So I'm going to say this as a sketch. We'll make one profile here. Profile could be of any shape, so I'm going to take center rectangle this time. We need to provide the dimensions, so I'm going to say double click, constraint, say 25 by 25. Still it is not showing constraint. The center of the rectangle is offset from the guide curve, so we'll make one relation again. Say this as coincide, center of rectangle and guide curve. Now we'll say exit workbench and go for slot command. Select the slot command here. It will ask first for the profile, so I'm going to select this rectangle as a profile, and this path will be selected as the guide curve. Say preview, and we can see this cut has been made along the path. Say OK. There are more things in this command. For that we are going to make one more model here. Say new part. Say OK. Now I'll make one circular part of cylindrical shape here. We'll make the use of shaft command for that. So I'm going to select the corner rectangle, go for the dimensions and make the sketch constraint. Say I'm going to say 60. and this I'm going to say this height as 150. Next, say exit workbench and go for this command, that is shaft. We have seen shaft and groove command in previous lecture. So if you want to learn these commands, you can follow the playlist. Select the shaft command, select the profile required, and then select the axis. Say OK. Next, I'm going to select the face and say sketch. And for thickness, I'm going to cut this part. I'll take this diameter as 100 this time. Say exit sketch, and we'll say pocket here. So whatever thickness require, you can go for that. I'll say as 146 and say OK. So now this part has been made. We'll go for this mid plane, say sketch, and we'll make one curve for the handle. So basically I'm going to make one cup type body. We'll take it little bit outside and adjust this spline here. Now we need to take one plane. If you want to position this sketch, you can go for the dimensions here. I'm directly going to make the profile by taking the plane now. So for that I'm going to say exit workbench and go for the plane option. Select the reference plane. For that we need to select the guide curve first and then the endpoint. Any endpoint we can select. We'll say this endpoint, say sketch. We'll make one elliptical shape here. Now this ellipse will act as a cross section for this handle. So we have made one path, we are making the cross section for this handle now. Next, we have made the profile as well as the path. I'll say exit. We have not provided dimensions. We are just going to see the feature only directly. But while practicing, you should give dimensions and make the sketch fully constrained and then only go for the features. So I'm going to say exit sketch here. Next, we'll hide this plane. Say right click and hide the plane here. Now I'll go for this rip command. Before applying feature, just notice that we have not connected this guide curve to the part. It will be connected by default from the feature only. That's why we have not connected it here. We'll go for the rip command now. Select the profile and then select the path as a guide curve. Say preview. But we can see here, this handle is not been connected to this particular body. For that we have this option, that is merge ribbons. So I'm going to say merge ribbons. Once you say merge ribbons, this will be extended to the next body and this part or handle will be connected to the other body. Say preview, say OK. We can see now one handle type structure has been made here. So in this way also we can connect the ends of the ribs by using merge rib command in feature itself. If you want to provide the appearance for this part, you can go for that also. Select the part body in model tree, right click and say properties and go for this graphics window and you can apply any color you require. Say apply and OK. So after completing this part, you can see this part. Now we'll take one more example for this slot cut. For that I'm going to make one more part here. Say part, say OK, say OK again. Now select the plane for sketch. We'll take one rectangle here. Provide the dimensions required. I'll say it as 80 and this vertical dimension we are going to take here as 120. Say exit sketch and go for pad command. I'll say it as 40 mm. Now I'll make one sketch on this face of this rectangular block. For that I'm going to use again one spline here. So I've made one rough sketch. We'll adjust this point of this line. After making this guide curve as a spline, we'll do one thing more, that we need to coincide this point at this edge. So I'm going to select the point and edge and say the relation as coincide. Now I'll go for the plane. So for taking the plane, we are going to say exit workbench and go for the reference geometry. Select the plane option, select the option that is normal to curve. We need to select the point and curve. Still we can see this plane is coming little bit tilted. So to avoid that, I'm going to double click on this sketch, remove this relation and we'll take it little bit outside only and then go for the plane. Select the plane, select the guide curve and point, and the plane will be taken as perpendicular plane. Now I'll make one profile here, say sketch to the required plane. I'll take this time one circle only. I'll make the center point of the circle coincide with the path and then provide the radius or diameter required. So I'm going to take this diameter as 10. Still they are not connected, we can see here. So I'm going to select this point and this point again, go for the relation, and now it is properly positioned. Now we have the profile as well as the path. We'll apply the slot cut now. Select the feature from the toolbar as slot. We need to provide the profile first and then go for the center curve. Say preview and say OK. So now we can see here the slot cut has been made. So these were the commands which we are going to see, that is slot and rip. We'll remove the feature from this model tree now, that is slot feature. Say delete. We'll also delete the sketches as we need to go for the next command. So we don't require this one. So the next commands which we are going to see are from the dress up features. So in dress up features there are mostly modification tools only. I'm going to say this fillet command here. So there are different types of fillet which we can see here. I'm going to select the edge fillet. As the name suggests, we are going to select the edge for the reference and we need to provide the radius. We can see this radius also has been shown here. Say preview and say OK. So this particular edge radius has been applied or fillet has been applied. I'll say undo again. We'll see the next type, that is variable size fillet. Variable size fillet means we can take multiple radiuses on one single edge. I'm going to select the edge and you can see at both the ends there are radius values been coming. So I'll click this first end. The radius is coming here 5. I'm going to say it 15 here. And on the other side I'm going to take it as 35. Say OK. Say preview. Variable size fillet has been applied now. Say undo again. Next we are going to go for caudal fillet. Means we are not going to provide radius here, we are going to provide length. I'm going to select this and say select the edge, and this value has been appearing here. This is not radius, it is actually the length between two endpoints of the fillet. So instead of providing radius we are going to provide length here for fillet. I'm going to take it as 10 mm. Say OK. Say preview. And we can see here this chord length has been applied. If I want to apply this chord length on the other side also, I'll say it on the other side also, same chord length. Say preview and say OK. So this was the caudal fillet with multiple chord lengths at one edge. Now to confirm what is the radius of this chord fillet, for that we have this option, that is measure. So we are going to search for measure command here. Now toolbar is not available. So for the toolbar we are going to say right click. And we can see this measure toolbar. We'll select this toolbar. Now select this command, that is measure item, and you need to select this edge, and we can see the radius is coming as 7.071 mm. So the chord length was taken 10 mm and the radius by that is coming as 7.071, in which the length is provided and not the radius. Next type of radius we are going to see here is face to face fillet. So for that I'm going to select two faces here, having one common edge in between. So for that I'm going to select these two faces, and the radius we need to give the value here. Say preview, say OK. Now this radius has been applied here, you can see. Next we have tri-tangent fillet. For that I'm going to select the radius values and say delete. Say OK again. And now the last option for the fillet, that is tri-tangent. Here we need to select two faces at the end faces. Here we need to select three faces, in which the two faces will be faces to fillet and one middle face will be faces to remove. So in faces to fillet I'm going to select the two sides of this block, and in faces to remove we are going to select this upper face. Say preview and OK. So now we can see this tri-tangent fillet has been applied. We don't require any radius or diameter. The width of the block will by default become the diameter of this particular fillet. Next thing we are going to see here is chamfer command. So for that we are going to delete this tri-tangent fillet. Now chamfer command, there are two ways for making chamfers. First one is by distance and angle method, and second one is by adding two distances. So both these things are here. You just need to select the command first and we can see the mode option. First one is length and angle. So I'm going to select one length. Say I'm going to say as 10 mm is length, and angle we are going to take here as 30 degrees. Select the edge reference. Now we can see this arrow direction. Now we can see one arrow here. The direction is at vertical face. So the distance is going to be applied on vertical face, and on the horizontal face the angle will be applied for making this chamfer. Say preview. We can see here distance is coming at vertical and horizontal is angle. Say OK. Now if you want to flip the direction and take the distance at horizontal and angle at vertical, we can say reverse for that and say OK. Now the distance will come at horizontal face as arrow direction is showing, and the angle will come on vertical face, that is opposite face. Say preview and OK. This chamfer has been applied. Next we are going to go for this option, that is chamfer, but this time there will be two lengths, length 1 and length 2. So I'm going to select that option. Select the required edge, and the length one will come along the arrow direction. It is coming on vertical face this time. If I want to reverse it, we can reverse the direction, put up the values for length 1 and length 2. So we are going to take this length 1 as 25 and length 2 will take this as 60. Say preview, and we can see this length 1 is coming along the arrow direction, that is on horizontal face, the above face, and this length 2 is coming on vertical face opposite to this arrow. Say OK, and this cut has been made, chamfered cut has been made. So these were the options for chamfer. Say OK and finish. We'll continue with the commands in upcoming lectures. So to learn CATIA, you can follow the playlist, subscribe the channel 4 Dimensions Infotech, and if anyone interested to join the course offline or online, you can contact us. The number will be given in the link below. We also provide placements in mechanical design with 100% placement record. You can visit the website 4di.in. Till then, thank you.